I'm Ohura Z, and this is Kazi.
Hello. Today is April the 1st, 2015.
And it is 2015. I have an announcement to make to all of you. It is a special announcement, and one you might be a little surprised at too, because it surprised the hell out of me.
Huh?
Yeah.
Did you know it already?
No, you know.
Huh? Huh?
Yep. The announcement is, believe it or not, Sanari's pregnant. Okay, April Fool.
Do you see me like reacting to your falling for your?
I'm sorry, I can't tell lies like that. Sorry. You know, I tried.
It's totally like that was a lame April Fool's joke.
Well, I don't do April Fools.
You could have said something more awesome,
More realistic.
more realistic.
How about
Like, tonight's our last show because tomorrow we're moving to Hawaii.
That's a stupid one too.
Huh?
That one's not even.
Okay.
That was a dumb show. Dumb, stupid one.
Like yours wasn't?
I didn't say it wasn't. No, I told you I don't do those well. And evidently you take after me, so there.
Yeah, you got that from Mila.
Yeah, I know. So, what's that got to do with anything?
It wasn't original.
Still didn't. What's that have to do with anything?
Wasn't.
You have food on your mouth. Yeah,
Meat.
keep it closed and wipe your mouth. Okay. Now, that was my lame attempt at April Fools. As you can probably tell, I'm not a big fan of April Fools jokes unless there's something like aliens have invaded our world. Then that would be awesome because people would just run amok. And anyway, welcome to the show. The name of the show is Ask the Unicorn for those of you that have just joined us for the first time. For those of you that have been with us for a while, I'm looking forward to an interesting show. I will answer questions, any questions regarding the metaphysical, the spiritual, the paranormal, and the mystical. However, as always, I will say the same thing. There are two questions that I do not answer, will not answer. You can't make me answer them. And that is whether or not someone's going to die or whether or not someone is cheating on someone. If you want to deal with those types of questions, then ask the people, okay? Otherwise, it's just unfair. And before we begin the show, though, I always have to do my shout out to the independent filmmakers that are here in New England, mostly in Maine, and that there are a lot of filmmakers that are working very diligently to bring you wonderful entertainment. There is, of course, Paco Seth Roberts, Alan Dillingham. There is also Gary Hauger. There is Kevin DeBacco, and there is Bill McLean. And believe me, all of them are coming out with wonderful films that you need to see. We that are in the independent film genre are really independent. We're not kind of independent or pretending to be independent and really part of a giant Hollywood film network that is pretending to be independent. We really are independent, and we work very, very diligently. We work very, very hard to bring you something wonderful and not the same old stupid movies over and over again or prequels. Prequels are dumb.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. You said prequels and then I heard sequels and then that brought me to, did anybody see that Saturday Night Live skit with The Rock? He made fun of himself. He started off the show with calling himself sequel, Viagra.
What?
Yeah, he was totally making fun of himself. He's like, put me in Frozen, put me in Cinderella, put me in this.
I'll be the prequel
awesome.
of anything. Okay.
Sequel of anything. He's like, I'm what you call in Hollywood. Sequel.
Yeah, sequel prequels are done. If there happen to be any gigantic Hollywood producers that happen to see my show, let me say something to you. Prequels are stupid. Okay, I'm just throwing that out there. They're really kind of dumb. Okay, let's say you in the original movie, you're going after the bad guy, this really bad guy. But then there's a second part of the movie, which is the sequel, and you finally destroy the bad guy. Now you want to go to the prequel to find out how the bad guy got bad? Who cares? He's dead already. And another thing, can we please let Gone with the Wind leave with the wind? Because it's a bad wind by now, okay? Just saying. You know, just, it needs to go away. Okay? No more remakes. And the people that give someone money to do a remake of Gone with the Wind, really, are you out of your mind? Okay, anyway, that's a whole nother rant. But I just want to shout out to all of those people. Those are my brethren in film. You know, there are a lot of actresses and actors that I work with as well. And in fact, there is another person that is producer and director, and that is Jodie Purdy. I want to give a shout out to her as well. Casting director. Is that right? I thought she makes movies too. Yeah, well, she's casting director. She's awesome. I just want to let you all know that. Okay, so please look for us out there. We're working very hard. Okay, and we have talent. Just to let you know. Okay. All right. Now that I've done my shout out, we'll talk about some other things. There's some movies that I did get to see. I told you all about Interstellar last week. Another movie that you might check out that's on Xbox Video for those of you that have Xbox is called Jinn. It is very well done.
You said that last week.
Yeah. Well, I want to say it again.
Okay.
Because it's Jen. I have to say it again. Get it? Jen again. Anyway. Anyway, you might check that movie out. I unfortunately haven't seen too much. I know that there's some movies that are coming out. I'm looking forward to Deadlands, The Deadlands, which is a Maori movie. Yeah, you know, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be absolutely awesome. And just to give you the heads up, they are doing Mad Max or Road Warrior, and it's awesome. I don't know if any of you have seen the trailer, but it's going to be a great movie. Okay. Yeah, The Deadlands. It's awesome. It's really awesome.
Oh, it won't be out until April 17th. Ooh.
We're in April.
I know.
I said heads up. That was the whole point of saying heads up.
Oh, wait. Release dates.
Yeah.
Stop.
Okay. So now that I've done all of that, let's get on with the show. The unicorn is in. I am ready. What do we got?
Okay, we have some shout outs to give as well. Marsha and Miyoko Cantor are on.
Hi, Marsha. Miyoko.
Hi, hello.
I am glad that you are both here.
What else? We have a question. Oh, Debbie says hi.
Hi, Debbie.
And Tony's watching as well.
Hey, Tony. How you doing?
We have a question from Marsha.
Marsha. Yeah,
I'm so sorry. He can't help himself tonight, you guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, before we do questions though, this Saturday we will be at the Holistic Mystic Fair in Augusta at the Club Calumet from 10 to 4. Z will be offering telepathic readings, and he's also going to be doing a short presentation.
I will be speaking on psychic self-defense as always. I'm right here, I can tell.
And on speaking about Tori.
Do you mind?
No, I'm your promoter.
No, I will. I'm right here. Okay. I'll be speaking on psychic self-defense as always, and also speaking to your mitochondria. And that's going to be very, very interesting because many people don't even understand the mitochondria and know what it does or is. But I will be speaking on that. And if you happen to be in Maine and in Augusta, please come and have a listen. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so question from Marsha. Does Z feel that a person born with abilities can have more than one, almost as if they start to unfold each time one of them are used and it rolls and activates another one and so on, almost many different abilities in one as if they feed from each other?
Well, as a person that has more than one ability, I can tell you yes. It doesn't necessarily work that way though. They are all the abilities are more like attributes of the one. Okay, so you have the one ability and they're all like fingers on a hand. one ability does this, one ability does this, one does this, one does this. And I guess you can call it, you know, like you said, like they don't feed on one another. What they do is they gather information. They gather information and dispense information at the same time. That's why I can speak on so many different subjects. It's not that I'm a jack of all trades. This is who I am. I seek to master everything that I can do. And being a telepath, the type of telepath that I am demands that. Okay, it's not just that, it's really cool, I can do this. I have to do many things. I need to do many things. I crave doing many things. So yes, I was born with these abilities. I didn't have to be taught by anybody to do anything except for to focus and to use my abilities for the right things. Being a telepath doesn't mean that you can see the right thing to do, you know the right thing to do, you can feel the right thing to do, all of the above, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you pick the right thing to do. You know, judgment is something entirely different. So I had to learn how to do that. Then you have to learn about ethics. And for a telepath, ethics is really important, especially the type of telepath that I am. I'm a telepath that is divinely imbued, which basically means that I have to act in justice. I have to act in, valor or honor, or it all has to be okay. I can't do things underhanded. Do you understand? So that's the attribute that I chose. That's my alignment. I'm kind of like a paladin. You know, I have to do things the way that they need to be done, as opposed to, I'm really pissed off, so I'm just going to do it this way because my own conscience will get the better of me and say, well, you don't really have any power if you don't do this the right way. But as far as how having many abilities, if you ever come to visit me, you'll see. No one ever has to figure out what it is that I'm about. I show it. It's all around me. So yes, people can be born with different abilities. So I got defined as a polymath. Yeah, polymath. Okay. And what that basically means. And well, look it up. Not right now. Not you. You stay here with the questions.
There aren't any.
But what that does mean is that I have the ability to do a bunch of things all at once, not like one at a time. I can do them at once and give the same amount of attention to each one. But yes, people can be born with many abilities. And sometimes there is just one, and that one does grow like a tree. It's just that they don't necessarily feed off of one another. They have their own lives, all leading to the main life.
We have another question.
Okay.
Can abilities be acquired later in life? Can they
Yes.
be developed if someone didn't already start out with a gift?
Yes.
Psychism, for example, or talking to / seeing spirits, etc.
Yes, they can. They can. And that's happened over the last couple of years because of a comet that actually passed by us and left us in its wake, and many of the effects are still going on. I can see them happening, even though the chemtrailers are trying to kill them off. Do any of you ever think about the big picture to this whole chemtrail thing? Is it necessarily trying to poison our food or poison the air? Is it trying to stop something from happening that could be very beneficial to all of us? I think the latter. Okay. So there are a lot of people that are waking up, but there are powers that be that would prefer that you all remain asleep. Do you ever think about that? Instead of thinking about the little things that they distract you with, such as Monsanto and other stuff like that. Monsanto should be kicked out of everybody's life. And if you need to think about where you shop for stuff, okay, and what you're buying, if you really want to get rid of Monsanto. But Monsanto is a small part of it. There's the bigger picture. Okay, the bigger picture is they're, definitely trying to stop an event from happening. And if they can keep you asleep, they can do exactly that, or make you go back to sleep once you've awakened. really have to think about things on a larger scale, it would help. But yes, you can have an ability later in life. And once you do, if it is later in life, there's a reason for that, okay? Because perhaps you wouldn't have been able to handle it on your younger life. And there is some truth that youth is wasted on the young. I speak from experience. So there comes a point in time where you're ready and all of a sudden everything gets clicked on. What you have to do at that particular moment is deal with it. And there are enough of us here that are able to teach you how to deal with it. So usually you'll wake up wanting to seek someone like myself or another person that is qualified to teach. Now listen, I need to say this really, really good. Yeah, I have certifications, big deal. Certifications do not make a teacher. I don't care what anyone has tricked you into believing. A person can be certified all day. All they have is a piece of paper, and they really don't have the ability. If you have to go and pay for something that has to do with mysticism, that has to do with getting a certificate anywhere, there's a pretty good chance that your certificate is crap, okay? If you do pay, helping that person to do what they do and provide to you what it is that they can provide to you. Lane, come here. Great, because I'm one of those people. This is my lifestyle. This is not my hobby. So I don't teach for free. But, and yeah, I can give you a certification, but if I'm going to give you a certification, you are going to earn it. And that's the bottom line. That means you're going to attend more than 3 seminars. I'm not going to give you something 1, 2, and 3. Okay. What I'm going to do is make you work for it so that by the time that you go out and actually try to teach someone something or use your gift, it will be beneficial and not destructive. So you have to think about how someone is going to teach you to do things. Are they just going to sit you down and tell you to read a book, tell you to do silly little exercises that get you no results, or are they going to make you work for it? Are they going to make you do the things? Chop wood, carry water means chop wood and carry water. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that, but there's plenty of wood to chop and much water to carry. What that means is that you'll get in touch with your body as well as your spiritual mind. And then you'll see the difference there. So you'll usually find someone like myself. I teach, well, what was the person told me? You teach in the old ways. That sounds really cryptic, doesn't it?
Teach in the old ways?
Yeah, you teach in the old ways. I said, well, I teach in the way. Whether it's old or new is irrelevant. It's just the way the thing
teaching is like a martial, an old school kung fu movie.
So
does that mean what they're talking about?
I don't know. I guess so. Because yes, I'll make you hold hot things if that's what you want to do. I mean, if you're learning to fight from me, you'll learn to fight. Not sit up and look pretty.
I don't think I could
hold your fist like this.
Try that.
And
my body says I'm not going to do that. I will punch you and I will punch you.
So
right
anyway, abilities come when they come. And when they do come, you need to train them. A lot of people are waking up, thankfully. God, means there's more people to talk to. Hope that helps you out. Okay, what have you got for me?
Marcia says, that explains a lot. Thank you. And she says, I feel they are trying to stop things from happening and control who they can.
Exactly. But here's the thing that many of you do not know. You all have an innate ability to block them. They know that. As long as you don't know, and as long as you don't activate your gifts, then you can't really get in touch with yourself or get in touch with the things that can prevent that. However, we all have an inner ability. Our minds are our own. Don't ever forget that. Come here, lady. Come here. Come here. Come on. Down. Okay. But you have to first wake up. Don't let them distract you. There are huge distractions out there. We come up with new issues every single day. We come up with new things to do, and they do it on purpose. It's kind of like this. There are people that are willing to step on your foot knowing that it's bad and it's illegal. And then after they've stepped on your foot is injured, they go, oh, I'm so sorry. I stepped on your foot. I feel horrible. I feel so horrible. Let me quit my job and work for another place and do it again somewhere else. They can go ahead and quit or do whatever they have to do, or they can go ahead and apologize, but they'll do it again to somebody else. And when they do it again, it's because nobody stopped them. We can protest all day. There's so many protests that are going on right now. It's amazing. It's amazing that someone doesn't stop and say, wait a second, you know, okay, we're protesting this, but then we're protesting this, and obviously, the reason that we're protesting this is because someone did something absolutely stupid to get us from protesting against this thing that they've done absolutely stupid. What that's called is divide and conquer. It's splitting energy. You split energy so many times it becomes weak again. Decide on an issue. Stick with it. Stay with it. If you're going to be down there protesting, you know, brutality, then stay on that track. Don't let something else distract you. If you're going to protest, what's that stupid law that they did? It doesn't surprise me that something like a place like Indiana would do what they did, you know, with the whole religious freedom thing, and then try to make it into something that is innocent, you know. Give me a break. If you discriminate against gay people, all that really does is open the door for you to discriminate against anybody of color, and then women. So you go right ahead and try to fool me with that garbage. But this is the point. If you let them distract you, they will succeed. Do you understand? But they will succeed in keeping you asleep spiritually, and therefore your gifts will remain asleep. Don't let them distract you from the chemtrail thing. They want to do that. See, because if you're looking at everything down here, you forget to look up there and all kinds of mess can happen. It's just amazing how easy we are as a people. We're so easy. Then they'll think of another issue. You know, well, it's just this lady says Madonna's fighting ageism. Now that's.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, ageism. You know,
ageism,
racism, sexism, ageism.
Madonna is fighting
body shaming.
Ageism.
And
what the heck is ageism? Like
people discriminating against age, which she thinks that someone is doing that to her, but they're not.
Oh, I thought it was like a people who refuse to get old. Like, I refuse to age.
Yeah, that would be me. Am I an ageist?
I guess I'm
discriminating against age. My own. Whatever.
Me too. Me too.
I'm just saying, don't let them distract you. It's a distraction. Think about what's really going on. There's even a theory that the reason that they're doing the chemtrailing is to help to cool the earth, to stop it from globally warming, thereby reflecting the sun's rays back out into the universe. You ever heard of anything so absurd? Absolutely absurd. That's a lie. That's a huge lie. Okay. A 2-year-old would look and say, really? Really? What are you spraying up there? Okay. I know that you're making people sick. And there are actually people that believe that that's not what's happening. Obviously, there's a gigantic thing that is going on behind all of this. And we're just a bunch of squirrels going through a maze trying to get a nut.
Squirrel.
You know? So you really have to think about these things. Use your gifts. Use your mind. Don't be stopped from using your mind. Even religion was created so that you would not use your mind, okay? So that you would not use your gifts. There is nothing in that Bible that says that you are not supposed to use your gifts. And if you do have gifts, there is nothing that says that they are of the devil. However, you can go to almost any Christian group and they'll tell you, "Oh, those gifts are from the devil. If you're a psychic, you're in a something with the devil." That's not it at all. That's not it. You know, you would think that they would think that also God is present. So perhaps my contract is with God. Let's just say that my contract really is with God, and that I am an actual ambassador of those that we call God and Goddess. Let's just say, okay? There are a bunch of people out there that will look at me and call me devil, call me evil, or this or that, and make up stuff about me just to pass their own agenda. Do you think I care? Look at my face. Really? Does it look like I care? But that's what's happening. It just means that I'm a lot more like Jesus than I thought. They did the same thing to him. You know, so wake up. I'm not going to yell at you and tell you wake up. I'm going to talk to you and hopefully talk some sense into you. Don't remain asleep. Don't go back into your little hole, you know, not willing to look up into the sky. And if you see something that looks like a spaceship, you call it a spaceship. You know, don't be tricked into saying it's swamp gas. You know, don't let your friends talk you into something that you know is not true. And at the same time, do not let them dissuade you from the truth that you see and feel. That's how your gifts thrive. That is exactly how your gifts will develop. You need to stand on your own and say, okay, look, I have this going on. I am seeing spirits. I have not seen spirits before, but I am seeing them now. What do I do with it? No, it doesn't scare me, but what do I do with it? It scares me that I'm seeing because I have no clue as to why and what it means. So I need to find someone that can actually clarify things for me. Okay? And once they've been clarified, they need to give me a clear direction as to what to do with them. Step-by-step direction as to what to do with this. Okay? So if those of you that have awakened and you want to find a teacher, look for someone that is going to actually do that for you. Okay? I do that, exactly that. And am willing to hold your hand the whole time until you can stand on your own. Then I'll expect you to stand on your own.
We have a question. Is the best teacher necessarily a physical one? Are there higher spiritual
Always.
teachers as well?
The higher spiritual teachers will always work through the physical teacher. Those people that say they have a higher teacher that no one else can see and they haven't really dealt with the physical are really just deluding themselves. They will remain ungrounded. They may be telling the truth. However, there's no grounding to it because there's no association. If you cannot hear the God that is in a person's voice or cannot deal with someone that is qualified to teach you in the physical, how do you think you're going to deal with the divine when it is not physical? This is just the truth. Always deal with someone on the physical and then elevate yourself up. Okay? Doesn't mean you have to stay there. What it basically means is that you got to learn some basics and you got to see an example. You got to hear an example or feel an example. You need to deal with this body. This body was not given to you to transcend. It was given to you to transform. One day you will transcend it. But for right now,
I'm thinking of fairy tale. Transform! Engine!
You have to transform. You have to ground things. Listen, we all like to think about heaven, and that's awesome. But your quest is to create some form of heaven here. Be your divine self here. In order for you to be your divine self here and know that you are doing that, you need to deal with the person who is also doing that. That may be a little further than you are, or maybe a lot further than you are, so that you can at least see where you're going. Or you can sit around in a full lotus position all day for about, well, maybe 9 years or so under a tree. You'll get really hungry.
Can you imagine? I can't even sit still for 9 minutes. Ah!
You know?
That makes me antsy.
Even
Thinking
Siddhartha found that out. Sitting up under a tree and passing your life away, hoping that it will hurry up and pass off. That doesn't work. You need to be fully operational. You need to deal with life. The reason that our country is in the state that it's in right now is because we're sitting around and just watching things go by. Things happen all the time, you know. And when they do happen and we see something that's really unusual, the most that we do is well, you don't use a remote control, you use a phone. You know, with your camera. You're screwed if you don't have a camera on your phone. And then we do other things to occupy our times. We can be at the mall with our friends, looking at that little rectangular thing, all sitting with each other. And instead of talking to each other, texting each other, sitting in the same freaking room.
Or roller skating and texting while you're roller skating.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Trying to talk to your friend that's at the other side of the rink. Fail.
And then what happens is one of us decides to have a child, and we want that child to be more special than everybody else's child. So we decide to come up with these fanciful things like indigo children or crystal children.
Can I be part of the jade children?
Jade children.
No, that one's new. I'm sorry.
Fine, you can be
yes.
the jade children. Okay. You know, we come up with these things and we say, these are children born between this year and this year. Really? Seriously? Listen, my vibrational frequency base is indigo. Explain that. We love making ourselves more special than everybody else's children, you know. You see that all the time. People come up and show you this baby that looks like a squealing pig and say, "Oh, aren't they beautiful?" And you go, "Yeah, they're interesting. Yeah, that's look at you." You know, if we were more honest, we'd say, "Okay, that's great. Your baby's beautiful to you, and I can appreciate that. I'm just not interested right now." Or, "That's great. You know, you all think that you're indigo people and you're more special than the rest of us. Wait until you hit about 21. You'll discover exactly how not special you are." You see, we're all privy to doing wonderful and magnificent things. Nobody is more special than the other. Even myself as a telepath is no more special than anybody else. It's just that I have a different function, and we need to all discover our functions. In order for us to do that, we have to communicate with each other so that we can understand, okay, I'm this type of telepath. What type of telepath are you? What type of psychic are you? What type of clairvoyant are you? What type of precog are you? What do you do? And how can you be of service to this universe? How can you function within this universe and help it to function? I train people. I train them to develop themselves. I know the way. I had a teacher that trained me so that I could focus for more than 45 seconds. So, there are many, many gifts. We all have them. Even those people that call themselves scientists and norm have a gift. What was it? I heard the most stupid line ever in a movie. This woman called herself undiscovered science, like everything is undiscovered science. Science is really ill-equipped to deal with the metaphysical. Seriously. I know there are a lot of people out there that stake their lives on science. That's good. It's good. If you do, I appreciate that. But understand when science has to take a step back and deal with art and spirituality. And perhaps you need on the same thing. So, now that I've ranted about all of that things, any more questions?
Marsha says, I feel the government is seeing people like us, ones with abilities, as dangerous or threatening to them.
No, they're not. Do you know why? Because they know that the majority of people won't listen to people like you and me. They don't see us as a threat. There are too few of us that are actually real. we're surrounded by a bunch of yahoos. See, you've got one real one, and then you've got a bunch of people that are pretending. You've got another real one, then you've got a bunch of people that are pretending. And those people are not going to listen to the real one. Example, Krishna, Jesus, Mother Teresa, Joan of Arc, Muhammad, Gautama, Siddhartha. All of these people that have come, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, even that lady that really liked Aung San Suu Kyi.
Who? You know, Suchi. What?
You wouldn't know. People that have walked this earth that have tried to show people how to be enlightened and how to do the right things. They may have listened for a moment, but then their own desires got to them, or they got mad, or they got afraid, or some of their friends said, "Oh, you really shouldn't go there. That's a cult." You know, crap like that. There's so many churches that are around that are pretending to be real churches that people go to, weekly. What kind of church tells someone to hate? What kind of church tells someone to discriminate? What kind of pastor looks at his congregation and says, "Oh, it's okay that you have slaves"? That's great.
Yeah.
What kind of church is that discriminates against people and say, "Well, black people really can't be a part of this church because black people can't, they don't worship God, they worship something else," or looks at gay people and say, "You can't be here because God hates gays," What the hell is that? So yeah, we're surrounded by people like that. So no, they're not worried. They know how easy it is to deal with the sheeple. When they do worry, then we've got a problem. Definitely that. But if you're like me, you'll stand your ground anyway. I'm not hiding. I'm in plain sight. In fact, I make myself really visible, in case you haven't noticed. And what I think is really visible. I don't hide from anybody. And if I die doing what I do to help people free themselves, I'll be back.
I'll be back. Yeah, all of you thought of that.
Whatever.
I'll be back, the Terminator. We said the show was going to be brought to you by Yance earlier.
Jans Krieger. This show is brought to you by Jans. Anyway, what other questions do we have here?
We have some feedback. Let's see. Tony says, "Funny how whenever there's a war against anything, it flourishes."
Exactly. Yeah. Anything to promote war, though. War against this, war against that, war against this, that, and the other. Really the war is just against people and common sense, if you think about it for a second. We humans are so, we're beautiful people. We humans are so beautiful, but at the same time, we are so tragic. We're absolutely tragic. We are like the most tragic Bollywood show that you could ever watch. Okay, and I say Bollywood because nobody does tragedy like the Indian cinema. No one does tragedy like that. They show all this beauty, this magnificent beauty, and all of a sudden there's this heart-rending tragedy, that just doesn't stop. We are exactly like that. My teacher used to say that mankind is at its highest and lowest peak. But things have gotten worse since then, so we must have gotten higher and lower, So I think that, and yes, I did say mankind for you out there that want to split hairs and say, well, what about womankind? I mean the same thing. Humankind, how about that? Okay. Humankind has an awesome opportunity, but we constantly step on our own feet. Constantly. We separate ourselves from each other so often, it's just amazingly stupid. Just sometimes don't you just look and say, okay, That wasn't just stupid. That was dumb, stupid. Okay? Who came up with such a concept as, to discriminate against anybody? And why was that person here? Why would they allow? Why is that person still a governor? Why? Seriously. I mean, we talk about LePage a lot here, okay? But even LePage isn't that dumb. That's stupid, okay? That's like utterly stupid to do that. And then Arkansas followed its example. I expected that. What's next? Mississippi? Is that who's next? And here's my theory. I think that a lot of those states that do that have Klan members at the front. They have KKK members at the front. I think that they have hate group people at the front. And I think that they're negotiating with these hate group people and that they're in office. That should be pretty obvious. You can't be a government official acting like that. You can't do that. You have to leave your bias at home. And when someone comes and tries to tell you something, how did that law even pass? I don't get it, because I know that there aren't that many stupid people. Well, no, we're not talking about Indiana. But no, I know people from Indiana. They're not stupid. Okay, so I don't get it. I don't want to get it. It's a really bad disease. So I'm just saying. Anyway, I was thinking about it out loud.
I see. We can keep thinking about it out loud. Oh, Marcia says, I do not believe in any type of controlled religion. I feel I do not need someone to tell me how to think. I feel if I'm going to experience something, I'm going to do it through my own experience and not through the experience of someone else.
Good. Your relationship with the divine is not meant to be restricted, nor is it meant to be funneled. Not at all. There are people who are representatives. If you can find an actual representative, great. They will show you how to be one too. But, excuse me, you're on the right track. Definitely that. If you need to know how to do a certain thing, that's when you seek out a specialist. I was born telepathic. Being telepathic and having no discipline did not work. It just doesn't work. So I needed discipline. I needed to learn what discipline was. So that and certain other institutions helped me to find out what discipline was, and focus, and all of that other good stuff. But I also had a very powerful teacher that helped me to hone my gifts so that they didn't just spray all over everything. I can focus my gifts. I don't get overwhelmed by people going out into crowds and things like that. I do have to chill my reaction at the mall, though. There's a lot of stupid people that go to the mall, and they try to share their stupid with you. So I do have to deal with that, but I have good buffers. So
you have a very small time frame. Going shopping with him is like speed shopping. You learn how to speed shop because.
What do you mean? I go to get what I get and leave.
You have like a very small tolerance for.
Mm-mm. I have a good tolerance. It depends on where I'm shopping and who's there and what they're thinking at me. But I deal with it.
It's not like they can't not look at you and have some kind of reaction.
No, it's not just me. It's all around.
Yeah.
That's why I keep the braids in my hair. They work as a buffer. Anyway, any other feedback?
Mm-mm.
Not at all. Okay. Well, if you have any questions, you can either give us a call at area code 207-347-5686 or, talk in the chat room. I will answer any of your questions. This is what I'm here for. I offer this particular point I offer this particular show so that people that can't take classes or people that want to take classes can understand, my method of teaching and also have your questions answered. For those of you that have just awakened, this is what this forum is here for. I know that sometimes you'll have questions and then you'll forget about them the moment that you're sitting in front of us, but it works if you write your questions down and then just kind of have them. Now, what were you going to say?
I was going to say you should promote your bakery.
Not right now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm talking to people about the show.
Last week we said we would talk about astrology.
Okay, pretty much we've been talking about astrology. I said I'd like to talk about astrology. For those of you that have questions about astrology, you can ask them now. For those of you that don't have questions about astrology and you just would like to study some things, I do teach classes, and I'll teach you the basics of astrology. I teach astrology and numerology together because you can't have one without the other. And the classes are twice a week or once a week, depending upon your schedule. Each class is an hour. I do not teach for free. They go in 6-week increments or a whole semester. That's up to you. If you want to find out more about the classes, you can check out the website and go to www.unicorn-code.com to find Unicorn Code School of Metaphysics. Or if you want to find out more of how to talk to me, you can talk here, or you can go to www.asktheunicorn.com. And you can always give us a call at area code 207-347-5686. And more than likely, Kazi will answer the phone. And we can set up an appointment. I do spiritual counselings, telepathic counselings. I do readings. I do regressions and soul travel. I do, I've been called a therapist to therapist because there are a lot of people that are therapists I counsel. Whatever it is that we speak about is between yourself and myself. And I won't make you sacrifice cats or anything like that. Although people, you'd be amazed at the stories that have gone around about me. I use all of my powers for bad. Never mind the fact that someone has acknowledged that I have power. What power I have is given to me by the universe, and I do use it, and I use it to help people. I do nothing better than help people. So if you need my help, I am at your service. Now, what I will do now is talk about my project, my low sodium bakery project. I know a lot of you on Facebook have been watching it or seeing it, and it's very important to me. I found a perfect place just not 300 yards down the road here that I can open the physical bakery up. It has everything that I already need, but I need $15,000 in order to do that. And I've been crowdfunding with Indiegogo. So if you know people out there that have money, please tell them to contribute to this, and they'll get all kinds of wonderful and special treatment and great thanks, and that blessing will come into their life as well. And if you would like to help, you can go to Indiegogo/Daily Bread Bakery, and you can check us out and check out my whole project, and it's beautiful. I'm very good at baking. Bread means something to me. I think that everyone should have something to eat. I don't like when people are hungry, ever. I grew up hungry, and it's not cool. I don't know if you've ever really, really been hungry and could not see where your next meal was coming from. I've been really, really hungry and didn't have many options. And I never want anyone to feel that, ever, ever, ever. Not only that, I know that people would like to be able to eat something, and I know that people like good bread. But, with all of the stuff that's been sprayed on our wheat and all of the things that has happened chemically to our food, it's just not safe. I will use organic products on my bread, and I will make sure that it's safe to eat. It'll be clean to eat, healthy for you to eat. I'm good at making bread. I'll also donate portions of the bread to the food pantries and homeless shelters. And I will do my best to let no one walk away from me hungry. So help me out. Help me help everyone else. It means something. Okay, that's enough about that project. All right, are there no more questions at all?
No.
My goodness, you all are rather quiet this evening. Perhaps my ranting has talked you all to a standstill. Nothing from the gallery? Okay, so
What?
perhaps you would like to say something, my trusty sidekick.
Like what? We can talk about anime.
Whatever. It's our show. We talk about anything we want.
Okay, let's talk about anime. Oh, or we can talk about hula. What? So the latest anime I've been watching is called Yona of the Dawn. It has a few other translations, and it is awesome. It's really good. It's really funny.
What's it about?
It's about, oh my god.
It's about, oh my god.
No, it's a really long explanation. There's a town and a castle, and the princess has red hair. No, wait, because there's a legend, right? Shut up, you're making that face. I'm not a princess, no. The legend is that the princess is the red dragon. The red dragon!
Okay.
And she controls all of the other dragons because there's a blue, a white, a green. And so...
My daughter does not have control issues at all.
So then these dragons reincarnated into people. And so now the people who are the incarnations of these dragons have different attributes. Like the white dragon has a really huge white arm, dragon arm. Sorry. He's a really strong dragon arm. And then there's, oh yeah, I could keep going for.
Go ahead.
No, because I get excited and I'm tired and I'll just start making stuff up.
Yeah. One arm, huh?
One, yes, it's one arm. It's really stupid that he has just one dragon arm, but he's really strong. And then there's another one that has dragon eyes and he can see very far away.
Oh.
There's another one that inherited the dragon legs so he can jump and fly around very.
Okay.
Right? That's the green dragon.
Okay.
And the other dragon, they just introduced.
That's the wings. Who has the tail?
Maybe Yona Hime. Maybe Princess Yona.
Okay.
So she asked.
So she has a dragon butt.
Maybe she does. I don't know. But anyways, she got framed. Her cousin killed her dad, who was the emperor.
Okay, so you might
Yes.
just check it out. Yona of the Dawn, right?
I'll just keep ranting about stuff.
I wanted to give Kazi some time to talk.
You guys don't. I talk about dorky things like anime or hula or my dog. Do you know what Hiroshi did today?
What?
He almost pulled a Braden.
What do you do?
I have to demonstrate it. We were outside and there's little puddles from where the snow melted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's outside, he's entertained because I'm playing with him, and he steps up on his front paws in the puddle of water. And he was going along, and then he went. He looked at his paw and like saw his paw underneath in the water in the puddle, and it was like, and he like backed out of it. And then he was like okay with it later because he realized it was water because he drank out of it.
Being dainty.
It was really funny.
Okay, so hopefully someone has come up with some questions. You only have about 6 minutes, and I would like for you all to ask questions. I mean, shows Ask the Unicorn. Even if you have questions about astrology, like what's my sign mean?
Do you need some water?
No. I'm good.
Okay.
Dead air time.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Epic battle,
Ready?
rock, paper, scissors.
Here we go.
No cheating. No
Ready?
cheating. You gotta shoot.
I won.
Can't cheat.
That's not cheating.
Yes, you did cheat.
You're just slow.
You're cheating. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh!
It's amazing.
You didn't do.
Those games, yeah, I frustrate people that way.
You can't
I'm not
cheat.
trying to
Eyes
cheat.
closed.
All right, ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right. Since there are no questions, we'll end the show tonight. I'd like to thank you all for joining us on Ask the Unicorn. I love the show, and I love helping you all find answers to things that you need answers to. Please tell your friends about the show. The more people that we have watching, the better the show will be. The more questions that you ask, the more that I'll be able to teach. Until next week, try to have a wonderful week. And it is April. And look for the spaceships out tonight because there'll be a bunch of them.
Excellent.
It's still April 1st. I'm just reminding people.
No.
Okay.
I was going to go outside and look for them with Hiroshi.
So there really are going to be some. Anyway, tell your friends. I'll see you all next week. Until I do, have a wonderful evening and be good to each other. Okay? I'd like to thank you all for coming. Unicorn out.